Hello and welcome everyone to this week's mod showcase. We've got some really good mods for you today, such as one of the most highly anticipated rework mods, armor that scales while you level up, beauty mods, and so much more. This is Toby from the Master Box Show, and these are Baldur's Gate 3's best mods of the week, episode 7. Enjoy. We're gonna be starting with a long-awaited mod for me personally, which is the Druid Wildshape Viability mod. Have you ever felt disappointed about the Moon Druid in Baldur's Gate 3 like I am? Just a quick history lesson, I actually started my first playthrough in Baldur's Gate 3 wanting to be a wild shaping druid. I've always wanted to have the ability to transform from creature to creature and be the most versatile caster in the game, wild shaping to dish out damage, scouting areas, CC opponents, or maybe the main tank of the party. When I saw how many options we can make in shapeshifting, I thought that Moon Druid would be great. Unfortunately, Druid is one of the least played class in the game, especially the Moon Druid, due to the lackluster skills each wild shape has. Not until today, that is. The mod introduces new spells to all wild shapes and gives each a more specialized purpose. It also has custom mechanics, new icons, and much more. The Badger is now more of an ambusher. They reworked the Burrow skill and now it is a 2-spell combo. You can use Burrow and Unburrow to prone your enemies, as well as a combo skills for prone targets, which is multi-attack. Claw attack is removed and now replaced with Bite that deals increased damage. Wolf is now an aggressive support. It has new spells like Feral Urge that grants extra attack for allies, Interrupt Bark that causes 3 to 12 thunder damage and silences the enemies, Leadership Auras that grants 2 to 8 force damage in a wide AoE. The Spider is more of a range support, gaining Venomous Discharge and poison enemies, and Urticating Hairs that deals piercing damage to targets, as well as Cocoon for great CC and the Eternal Jaunt for mobility. The Bear form is now a defensive support / tank, can use multi-attack after suffering 40% damage in its turn. Goading Roar has a rework and now grants 1 AC per target hit, and the new spell Brambles that reduces damage taken by 5 and deals piercing damage. While the Panther is now an ambusher / DPS, has new skills like Maiming Swipe that has cone AoE and can maim enemies, and the rework for Juggler Strike. While the Saber-Tooth Tiger is now a fighter DPS, has Juggler Strike like the Panther, has 2 new spells, which is the Primal Roar that deals thunder damage and frighten statuses, Savage Swipe that has a cone AoE and can prone, frighten, and shed armor. The Dilophosaurus is now a ranged attacker that has a new skill called Acid Breath, which is an AoE cone of acid damage, and a rework for Corrosive Spit that applies 2 turns of AC debuff. While most of the Owl Bear's skills are still the same, it has a multi-attack same as the Bear form, while the Deep Wrath and the Dire Raven remains totally unchanged. This mod is really amazing. I highly advise you get this mod if you want to have a really viable druid in your playthrough. Ever been tired of the same Eldritch Blast over and over again? I mean, it's the same force damage cantrip that you use every single time. Do you want to have more power and flair to your Eldritch Blast? Now you can with the Elemental Eldritch Blast mod. This mod introduces new Elemental Focus Blast to add to your Warlock arsenal. Gone are the days that you just stick with force damage, because you now have the opportunity to select Fire, Ice, Acid, Poison, Thunder, Lightning, Light, Necro, and Psychic damage added to your Eldritch Blast. You can select as many cantrips that you want for as long as you are progressing in the Warlock tree. What's really cool about this mod is that it also scales with Charisma. If you add the Agonizing Blast invocation aside from the elemental damage, it also adds up to the damage that you will be dishing out. It also has a really nice spell animation for all its effects. Next is our armor mod of the week, which is the Underwood's equipment pack. This is a really nice mod that adds new armors and weapons, as well as enhancing game weapons that scale and gets more powerful as you level. The mod introduces armor sets like the Battle Master set that has a really nice benefits for melee classes and increases its effects while reaching a certain level. For this case, it's level 8. Eldritch armor for that Psy warrior fantasy that you desperately want, and it also increases the effects as you reach the level requirements. Not to mention the adamantine set for frontliner tanks. There are a lot of new weapons to choose from, like the 200 axe, 200 mace, clubs, sword, 200 greatsword, morning stars, spears, spikes, halberds, etc. And most of these weapons also increases its benefits as you level up. If you want a weapon and armor that will grow powerful like you do, this is the mod for you. Fourth is our face mod of the week, which is the half Githyanki heads. How I finally found a mod that beautifies the Githyanki race. It's really hard for me to get into playing as a Gith. As amazing as the race feature they may have, I was always reluctant to play because every time I see one, it always reminds me of the Grinch for some reason.
Hello, little girl.
Well, now it's time to make it better. The mod introduces new face assets for the Gith presents. It introduces 10 new faces to choose from, and maybe it looks familiar to you. It is based on the Vampirant's head mod that I covered in the beauty mods video. The nose may not be lore friendly, but honestly, I'll take it. Unfortunately, it doesn't have male presence yet, so you just need to stick with the Grinch asset for now. Finally, for our hair mod of the week, which is the Yves Hair Gallery. This mod introduces a new collection of auto-snapping hairstyles for all genders, races, as well as all body types. It introduces 2 new hairstyles for you to choose from. The author also made new custom creator icons for us to quickly know where the modded hairs are, which is very much appreciated. It now supports followers of Zerthimon and Whispers of the Divine ASMR mods, so enjoy. Special mention to the Druid Quality of Life mod from the same mod author of the Druid Wildshape. This mod really goes well together, but it's not mandatory. If you want to further make your Druid playstyle better, like enabling lockpick and other activities with Wildshape, recasting spells while your Wildshape form, etc. It also reworks the Druid summons like the Dryad, the Azer, the Woodwood to make them more viable and useful. Spells and cantrips also have reworks on feat compatibility, minor tweaks also added. Honestly, the amount of love and attention to make the Druid better with this mod is amazing. I highly recommend to check out these mods. Finally, for the special mentions, Trade Withers mod. Ever wanted to make Withers useful? Not just our go-to respec and hireling guy, now you can. The mod introduces the option to trade with Withers so we can finally sell all that junk that we've been hoarding throughout our playthrough. Withers also has options to sell junk of his own and some food items if you prefer. Withers is amazingly stacked with cash. I mean, he has 50k sitting in his pocket, so you get the idea. Alright guys, thank you for watching this mod showcase. What do you guys think about the mod? And just wanted to know what are your favorite mods for this month to be featured in our monthly showcase. Would love to know your answers as well as your questions or clarifications down below. Shoutouts for all the people who subscribe and keep supporting the channel. Thank you guys for all your support and watching the videos. And I almost forgot guys, please consider joining our D20 Rollers Club by clicking the join button. It directly supports me in what I do in the show. For all the people who haven't subscribed yet, I hope I earn your subscription in the future. But if I earn it today, please consider to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. And that's it for me. I hope to see you soon on the next Master Box Show. Peace out. Bye guys.